Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Title Needed, the weekly show that just, you know what it does? It just talks about all kinds of people. We have all kinds of people on the show, and that's hence No Title Needed. Anyway, I am flying solo today. My cohort, Scott Osborne, is under the weather. By the way, my name is Cynthia Collins, and I am one of the co-hosts of No Title Needed. And we are here, as usual, in the beautiful Feinsteins. But even more beautiful is my friend, Carol Worcel.
You're so funny.
I'm hilarious.
Yes, you are.
Anyway, she is a very dear friend of mine. Honored to say it. And she is gracing me and you with her presence today. There is not a show long enough to talk about Carol's life. We would probably need a mini series, but we're going to do the best we can today with Carol. So I'm going to stop jabbering and get right down to it. Okay. So Carol, we've known each other since I really can't remember 2010. I think we did Annie at Beef and Boards.
Yes, but we knew each other a couple of years before because you came to see Swing the Musical.
Yes.
And Disco.
Yes, the disco show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, down at the Athenaeum. And you and Kenny Shepherd did all that together. So you've been in this business. Now, Carol is a performer and a director and a choreographer, and she creates her own shows as well. So you really run the gamut, right? And you've been doing this for a pretty long time. Professionally.
Real clear?
Right. It's must. But you're from here, born and raised.
Yes, born and raised in
Yeah.
Minneapolis.
And who raised you?
My grandparents raised me, my lovely grandparents.
Yeah. And they were?
My grandparents were both hairdressers. My grandpa was an award-winning hairdresser. And we had the shop in the front of our house. And so this is in the 60s. And so women would call him all hours of the day and night. I'm going to a party. I really need my hair done. And he won awards at hair shows for avant-garde hair color and, the whole thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. He was fancy.
And you were raised in that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because you are also another thing. She's a hairdresser. She does my hair. She does like everybody in theater that's here. Carol does their hair. So you grew up like just in it.
Yes. Immersed in it.
Immersed in it. Exactly. It came naturally to you. And then, but you did go into it, of course, but you went into performing, obviously.
Well, here's a funny story about the hair salon.
Yeah.
So my very first dance teacher was a client of my grandparents. And she would sit under the hairdryer, and I'd be in the shop, and I would be pretending at 2 years old that I was doing manicures on the clients under the dryer.
Okay.
So she said, this girl is going to start dance early. And so she taught me how to count to 8 when I was 2 years old. And so she didn't start kids until they were 3, but I started when I was 2.5 because she already taught me how to count.
Because you're brilliant. And that's really all you need is an 8 count. So then what happened, Carol? I mean, you obviously got into it. You started at that young age and then took off.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my grandmother, it was her dream to be a dancer. And because she couldn't do that, she wanted me to do it.
Right.
And we used to have every Friday night dance parties at my grandparents' house because they would do the jitterbug and everybody would come and dance. And so I was immersed in that as well.
Yeah.
So once I started, then, I just took off from there. And it's mostly all I've ever done.
Right. Exactly.
Besides the other jobs I have to do.
Right. Of course. And then you went, tell us about it's about when you did 42nd Street. That was, and then.
Well, yes, I did David Merrick's 42nd Street. I actually was on the first national tour. Very early on, they lost 5 girls in the show. And so they had a call in New York to replace the 5 women. And so it was the first time I'd ever been to New York. I flew to New York because one of my girlfriends told me about the audition. And I flew in and, stood backstage. And with all these, New York dancers, and I was a little bit green. I had danced, but not like this. And so, we went through this grueling audition, and I thought, well, I don't really have a chance, but I was chosen as one of the 5 replacements. And so, like a month later, we rehearsed for 2 days in the city, and then flew and did a put-in
Because you had to go to a tour.
So the 5 girls, we had 2 days to learn the entire show, and then we got put in.
Dancing on a dime.
Dancing on a dime.
We're in the money.
We're in the money.
And that was, let me tell you, back in those, now listen, this is old school.
Yeah.
Things have changed a little bit in our business, but that's when they were like your feet were bleeding.
Oh,
Rehearsing.
yes. Yeah. I would go home those 2 days. I went walking to the subway.
Yeah.
Getting on the subway thinking, can I walk up those 2 flights of stairs to the apartment I sublet for 2 days?
Right.
And I would soak in a bathtub, for an hour.
Yeah. Because it was grueling back then. It was task masters because Gower Champion choreographed it.
Oh, yeah.
And his assistant, who I know, I won't say her name, and she was a real task master.
Yes.
She was.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. Stance on those dimes. So let me ask you, and it's not about career or anything, but to me, and I'm just going to say this, knowing you all these years and knowing stories and everything from your family, you are like the glue for your family. That's what I think. I think you are the glue that really still keeps everything together. And I don't even know a lot of your other family members, right? But it always seemed like Carol, it's like Carol to the rescue. That's what I think. Carol to the rescue.
Right.
Every time anything would go wrong or someone needed help, everyone turned to you,
Yeah. And it's interesting that you say that, because now most of my family's gone. And so it's I feel like I'm in a very different place right now, because I've always taken care of people.
Yes.
And my granddaughter lives with me now, so I'm taking care of her, but she'll be 18 next month, and she'll be gone. And since other family members are gone now, there's a little bit of purpose that I had with that nurturing aspect that is not there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fill it up with, theater.
And you're on to the next phase of your life.
Yes.
And that happens with everyone, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like your grandparents took care of you, you took care of your granddaughter. They really nurtured you, your grandparents too, because you're an awesome person. So they must have been great,
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with my pal, Carol Worcel. Just 2 chicks sitting around in Feinstein's gabbing. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to No Title Needed. My name is Cynthia Collins. I am one of the co-hosts for this show. My other co-host, or cohort, I like to say, is Scott Osborne. Scott's a little under the weather today, so it's just us chicks, me and my pal Carol Worcel, and picking back up with her life story. And so, little tidbits. We don't, like I said, we don't have time for all that. But listen, I want to ask you, because I remember you and another dear friend, Kenny Shepherd.
Yes.
You guys have been friends for a very long time.
Yes.
A really long time.
Yes.
Yeah. When did you meet, you and Kenny?
Oh, don't put me on the spot.
No, I know, but
it's hard to remember when we met, because I don't know if you remember this story, but prior to he and I actually meeting, I would say for a good year or two, everybody that saw him said, "Oh, you know Carol Worcel," and everybody said to me, "Oh, you know Kenny Shepherd." You're thinking, "No,
Yeah.
nope, we don't."
Right.
When we finally met, we felt like we knew each other.
right, for years.
So
The 2 of you were so simpatico.
yeah, and I want to say we probably met in like
Early 90s?
yeah,
Yeah, because
Early
I
90s.
met Kenny later, like mid to late
Okay,
90s.
yeah.
And
Early
you-
90s.
Yeah, you were already friends. But you had a company together.
Yes,
And
we still do.
But the name changed.
The name change, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what did you guys, probably, I mean, you did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Our first project together was I was asked to choreograph the opening ceremonies for the Indiana Special Olympics, and they wanted to make it a really, really big, splashy show. And I was like, yes, I'll do it. And then I had a concept, but I needed a writer. And Kenny Shepherd to the rescue. And Kenny Shepherd is a fantastic writer.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic writer. And he and I, after that, we had written several shows together at a Perkins at 82nd and Allisonville Road. So anytime
Gets
now
the juices
we're
flowing.
trying to write a show, we say, well, if that Perkins was there, it would be good. So we've been together a long time, and he is a dear.
So now your company is the title.
Worcel Shepherd Productions.
Okay. And you're still doing stuff. And the next thing you're going to be doing, which is going to be right here at Feinstein's. No,
maybe not the next thing, because I got a bunch of things prior.
You have a bunch of stuff going on.
Yes.
But your company, you guys.
Our company,
what you are
yes.
putting together, the two of you will be right here at Feinstein's. Go.
Yes.
Go. Lay it on me.
Well, this is just developed, very, very recently, but it's something that I am very passionate about, and just so happy to have the opportunity to launch burlesque here at Feinstein's. Derek Feaster, who is the director of entertainment, I believe that's his title. He probably has a bigger title, but let's just say that he's here at Feinstein's all the time, and he has had he has wanted to do burlesque in here for some time, and I think they did have a company a while ago, but yes, now we are developing some shows for this venue, and we are so excited.
And people don't understand burlesque. It's a real art form. I've known
an art form.
Some people musical theater people have gone into it.
Yes.
Have gone into burlesque. And, I mean, it's real quick in a nutshell.
So our burlesque.
What will people see?
Our burlesque, our performers that we hire will be triple threats, actors, singer, dancers, so that we will have live vocals. We will run the gamut. We will be doing traditional burlesque, vintage burlesque, neo burlesque, boylesque. We are going to incorporate everything into it. And hopefully, if it goes over well, then we can come back and do other shows. So we'll see.
Well, it sounds incredible.
Yes.
And what people don't understand burlesque is it's not just, it's not what it is.
No.
It's not the stripping. It's a real entertainment. It's almost like musical theater.
Yeah. I could do a whole show on just burlesque and how it was developed.
Yeah.
And what the origins were to where it is now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to educate this audience about
education is always good.
So
entertainment, education, and engagement.
That's right.
Give somebody a boa.
Oh, yes. Audience participation.
Oh, my God. Well, it sounds incredible. And it's going to be right here at Feinstein's, I think in the spring, next 2025, spring of 2025, it'll be launched. And so, listen, I would come see it. In fact, I'm going to be in it.
Yes.
Let's just cut to the quick. So you can come see me.
That's right.
And some other lovely people. And it really is, like I said, it's a real art form. I mean, it's really dancing and the costumes, and it like I said, and you are even incorporating like more musical theater numbers, that will be incorporated in it. So it just sounds so fantastic. First thing, thank you for having me, because I'm so excited about it. And it's just the perfect venue because it's classy. Well, this can be really classy. I remember Gypsy Rose Lee. She was a class act. She was just some stripper. That's not, like I said, it's not what it is.
Yeah, I think Dita Von Teese, she's doing a Vegas show right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look that up.
Very much in that genre.
Okay. And you and Kenny are writing this and putting it together, of course, and it'll be awesome. And I know the other people you have, and they're fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the question of the week.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, dun, dun, dun. And so this is one that we have been talking about James Lipton, and James Lipton used to have the show from the Actors Studio. I used to watch it all the time. He'd have a different actor on every week, and he'd have the pile of cards like up to here. and he'd take the blue card and he'd ask them like 4 or 5 questions at the end of the show. Carol, you're just getting one. And he stole it from a Frenchman. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to mispronounce. But he stole it from a French interviewer, and so now I'm basically just stealing it from him. But one of the questions he used to ask is, what is your favorite sound? It's hard.
Well, my favorite sound, I have 2.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Thank you. There is something about, this is going to sound so strange.
No. What?
The bass line of any funk band, that sound
Yeah.
gets like deep in my soul. Like I think Parliament and Sly and the Family Stone,
Yes.
Prince, and like you start hearing that bass line,
Yes.
and I just
Yeah.
go crazy.
Yeah.
But then on the opposite end, have you ever done a sound bath?
First thing there's a gnat.
A sound bath with Tibetan singing bowls or crystal singing bowls.
Okay, no.
So I've done a few of those in the last year or so, and that sound it's
Well, as it should be, right?
yes, it's just soulful and from the earth, and so I know those are 2 very big different. Those very different, but
It's hard because we're surrounded by sounds constantly, obviously.
But
You know,
those,
mine. Well, one is the seashore, the beach down the shore, the sound of the waves and just hitting the shore and everything that has to do with the shore. Every sound. It's just it's so calming to me.
seagulls, everything. Yes, I get that thing.
Even the lifeguard blowing a whistle or the sound of people, and it's just everything that has to do with that.
Yeah, she stole that from me because that's what I was going to say.
You weren't. I like Sly and the Family Stone too, Carol. Yeah, that's that. And then like, okay, you 2, I'm going to say one more. And then the sound of Judy, my partner, and Lizzie, our daughter, talking or laughing with each other.
That's
like
that's great.
just having a conversation with each other, or talking about something or laughing about something.
Cool.
That's a because you know I don't shut up a lot, but with that, like you do, and oh stop, I listen to that. So there's mine. There it is.
All right.
Those are 4 good ones.
Those are good.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. No title needed. I'm Cynthia Collins with the extraordinary Carol Worcel. Carol, thank you for being on the show. You're awesome. I love you. Scotty, get better. He'll be back next week, I'm sure. And if he's not, well, he won't be. And it'll just be me again. But I miss having my friend here. So anyway, thank you so much. And please, if you get a chance, come to Feinstein, see a cabaret here. It's a lovely, lovely space. They have a wide variety of performers now. They've really hit their mark here in Carmel now. And there's going to be burlesque here in the spring of 2025. But there are some amazing performers that come in here, and it's just lovely. It's you can have a great meal, you can have a great drink, and it's so intimate and lovely as cabaret is. So do yourself a favor and come on over to Feinstein's at the Hotel Carmichael. Again, Cindy Collins, Carol Worcel, and we'll see you next time on No Title Needed. Thank you so much.